Student friends, in last week we studied the different configurations of the BJT. One is common emitter configuration. Why it is called so? The circuit diagram that is used to plot the IV characteristics of common emitter configuration. We studied input and output IV characteristics of common emitter configuration. We defined their current gain beta, voltage gain associated with the common emitter configuration. Then we have studied common base configuration, which is the second configuration of the BJT. Why it is called so? Definitions regarding current gain alpha and voltage gain. Then we have studied input and output characteristics, their interpretations, various regions of operations for the BJT, along with the circuit diagram used to plot the IV characteristics. Friends, by studying the common base and common emitter configurations, and by knowing the definition of alpha and beta, we are going to study now the relation between alpha and beta. Dear students, we are well aware with the fact that alpha is the current gain of BJT in common base configuration and beta is the current gain in common emitter configuration. We are going to relate alpha and beta with each other, meaning thereby we are deriving the formula for alpha in terms of beta and also beta in terms of alpha. After derivation of alpha and beta related together, we will get the relation between alpha and beta. Dear students, to begin with, derivation of relation between alpha and beta. We know that for common emitter configuration, one can define the current gain in general as it is the ratio of output current upon input current. In common emitter configuration, output current is a collector current, input current is a base current. So that's fine. We can write for common emitter configuration, current gain beta is equal to ratio of output current IC upon input current IP. Let me call as equation number 1. Similarly, for common base configuration, by same definition, we can say the current gain, which is denoted by alpha, it is the ratio of output current IC, that is collector current, upon input current IE, that is emitter current. Let me represent this equation by equation number 2. We have already studied in previous lectures that emitter current is a sum of base current and collector current. This is because from the emitter, number of charge carriers are emitted. Emitted charge carriers will enter into the base region. In base region, out of emitted charge carriers, some will recombine with the other charge carriers to constitute the base current, and remaining are collected by the collector as the collector current. Due to this, we can write as emitter current IE is equal to IB plus IC. I is the emitter current, IB is the base current, and IC is the collector current. Let me call this as equation number 3. Student friends, derivation is very easy. Try to follow the steps along with me. Now divide this equation number 3 by collector current IC. That is, divide equation 3 by IC, means collector current, to get. After dividing equation number 3, that is I is equal to IB plus IC on both sides, we can get IE upon IC is equal to IB upon IC plus IC upon IC. Students, we are well aware that IC upon IC is 1. And by using equation number 1, we can say IC upon IB is equal to beta. Therefore, IB upon IC is the reciprocal of beta. It is 1 upon beta. From equation number 2, we have alpha is equal to IC upon IE. Therefore, IE upon IC is 1 upon alpha. By using equation 1 and 2, we can write IE upon IC as a 1 upon alpha, IB upon IC as a 1 upon beta, plus IC upon IC, it is 1. Students, friends, let us take LCM. By taking LCM, we can write it 1 upon alpha is equal to 1 upon beta plus beta. But we want alpha. We have now obtained 1 upon alpha is equal to 1 plus beta upon beta. Therefore, taking the reciprocals, we can write alpha is equal to beta upon 1 plus beta. Friends, this is called as equation number 4. Dear students, equation 4 represents the relation between alpha in terms of beta. Please do remember equation number 4, because depends upon this we are going to solve some numerical examples again. So thus we can say we have obtained now the relation between alpha in terms of beta. That is, alpha is equal to beta upon 1 plus beta. Now equation 1 can be further modified as take 1 plus beta to the left side, so that you can get alpha into 1 plus beta is equal to beta. So this 1 plus beta is taken to the left side. Which one can write it as? Try to multiply with alpha to this bracket so as to get alpha plus alpha beta is equal to beta. Now take alpha beta to the right side. That is, alpha is equal to beta minus alpha beta. Take beta common now. Therefore, we can get it alpha is equal to beta into bracket 1 minus alpha. Therefore, beta is equal to alpha upon 1 minus alpha. Let me call this as equation number 5. This equation number 5 gives the relation between again beta and alpha, but beta in terms of alpha. So equation 4 gives alpha in terms of beta, equation 5 gives beta in terms of alpha. Both are called as the equations that represents the relation between alpha and beta. Student friends, please do remember the formulas, that beta is equal to IC upon IB, alpha is equal to IC upon IE is equal to IB plus IC, and alpha is equal to beta upon 1 plus beta. Lastly, beta is equal to alpha upon 1 minus alpha. All these formulas are required to solve the numerical problems. Thus we can say equation 4 and 5 represents the relation between alpha and beta. To proceed further, now we are interested to calculate the collector current of BJT in both the configurations, when those are biased properly. Means when input junction of BJT is forward biased, output junction is reverse biased. Then we are going to calculate how much amount of collector current will flow through that particular BJT. We are well aware that when input junction is forward biased, what happens is emitter emits the charge carriers. Emitted charge carriers will enter into the base region. Some of the charge carriers emitted by the emitter will recombine to constitute the base current, IB. Not all emitted charge carriers will combine with the charge carriers of the base region. Some of the charge carriers, few charge carriers will use to constitute the base current, and remaining will enter into the collector region to constitute as a collector current. Some of the charge carriers combine constitute the base current. So that base current is given as alpha into IE. IE is the emitter current due to emitted charge carriers. Sum of that, why sum, alpha is less than 1. If alpha becomes 1, then IB is equal to IE. But assuming alpha is less than 1, IB is always less than IE. This is well-defined statement that some of the charge carriers will combine to constitute the base current due to the majority charge carriers. But we are also aware that as a being output junction is reverse biased, ideally majority charge carriers doesn't contribute to conduct the current, but minority charge carriers will flow in opposite direction, constituting a small amount of current in a reverse direction known as reverse saturation current. It is denoted by ICO. Thus we can say total collector current is equal to current contributed in the base current and remaining current due to the minority charge carriers. So to proceed with this, we can say, we know that input junction of BJT is forward biased, due to which charge carriers emitted by the emitter will enter into the base region. Some of the charge carriers combines to constitute the base current IB, and that's equal to alpha I. Value of alpha is less than 1, we are well aware. Due to majority charge carriers, but collector base junction is reverse bias. Due to this, minority charge carriers carries the current in reverse direction, and that is known as reverse saturation current, denoted by ICO. Thus the total current is sum of IB plus ICO. Therefore we can write it IC is equal to alpha I plus ICO. Let me call this as equation number 1. This is the general equation we have represented here, that collector current is equal to alpha I plus ICO. Suppose the BJT is used in now common base configuration. When BJT is used in common base configuration, this reverse saturation current ICO is called as ICBO. It is only for common base configuration. ICO is the general representation of the reverse saturation current. For common base, ICO, one can write it as ICBO. It is called as collector to base cutoff current when emitter is open. How does it be remembered? Look at here. I for current, C for collector, B for base. So I for current, C for collector, B for base, that is collector to base. Collector to base. O for cutoff. Collector to base, cutoff current. Which terminal is absent here? Emitter is absent. When emitter is open. That's all you have to remember. So that is collector to base cutoff current when emitter is open, because emitter is absent in these terms. So that's why we can say emitter is. When emitter is open means when no supply is connected to the emitter, under that condition, just by connecting the battery to the output junction so that output junction is reverse biased, then minority charge carriers which will flow from collector to base when BJT is used in common base configuration, then that is called as collector to base cutoff current when emitter is open. So that's why equation 1 can be converted into IC is equal to alpha I plus ICVO. Students, this is the collector current for common base configuration. For common emitter, let us see what happens. Equation 1 can be written as alpha I is equal to IC minus ICO, just by transferring alpha I to the left side, so that one can write by transferring ICIO to the left side, we can write alpha I is equal to IC minus ICO. So that is alpha, therefore alpha is equal to IC minus ICO upon I. Is it right? I is taken on that side. IC upon I minus ICO upon I. But we have I is equal to IB plus IC. So that's how one can write it. Alpha is equal to IC minus ICO totally divided by IB plus IC. Take this IB plus IC to the left side so that I can write alpha into IB plus IC equal to IC minus ICO. Try to multiply by using the distributive law. One can say alpha IB plus alpha IC is equal to IC minus ICO. Now rearrange the terms, and that is what has to be done. Alpha IB should be transferred IC minus alpha IC. Alpha IC should be transferred to the right side, ICO should be transferred to the left side. In this equation, ICO should be transferred to the left side, means minus becomes plus, and alpha IC should be transferred to the right side, it becomes minus. So that's why we can write it IC minus alpha IC equal to alpha IB plus ICO. In this case, IC is common now. By taking IC common, one can write IC into bracket 1 minus alpha is equal to alpha IB plus ICO. Therefore, now IC is equal to alpha IB upon 1 minus alpha plus ICO upon 1 minus alpha. In this equation, we can write alpha upon 1 minus alpha, it is beta. For this, I am representing. In this case, alpha upon 1 minus alpha, it is a beta. Whereas 1 upon 1 minus alpha into ICO, it is ICEO. ICEO is 1 plus beta into ICO. Means 1 upon 1 minus alpha can be written as 1 plus beta. Try to solve. How it is to be solved? Put alpha is equal to beta upon 1 plus beta and then get it solved. The result will be 1 plus beta into ICO. So what we can write it? ICO upon 1 minus alpha is ICEO, and ICEO equal to 1 plus beta into ICO. By putting these in this equation, we can write IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta times ICO. 1 plus beta times ICO is ICEO. This is equation number 2 that represents the collector current contributed by the BJT in common emitter configuration, where beta is the current gain of BJT in common emitter configuration. ICEO is, as like in common base, collector to emitter cutoff current when base is open. Here base is absent. In previous case, it was collector to base cutoff current when emitter is open. That is beta IB plus ICEO, where ICEO is collector current to emitter cutoff current when base is open. Thus we can say in case of BJT, IC collector current is given as beta IB plus 1 plus beta times ICO. Please do remember this equation is very useful for further study, which can also be written as beta IB plus ICO. We have got two current equation. One is beta IB plus ICEO. Another one is alpha IE plus ICBO, which was studied in this case. Look at here. This is for common base, whereas this one is for common emitter configuration. Friends, in today's lecture, we studied two aspects. One, relation between alpha and beta, that is alpha in terms of beta and beta in terms of alpha. And also, we have calculated the collector current for common base as well as common emitter configurations. Student friends, that's all about today's lecture. Next time, we'll go for the next subtopic.